to our live stream of high school sports. Please note that this broadcast is produced by an independent team of sports enthusiasts, and the views, opinions, and commentary expressed are solely those of the commentators and not representative of the schools, teams, or athletes featured. While we strive for accuracy, occasional errors or misstatements may occur. This stream is intended for entertainment and educational purposes only. Thank you for joining us and enjoy the show.
Yeah, come on, let's go. Hey, you ain't never seen nothing like this. Ain't no telling how it might get. It's the hypest right here. High school sports at its finest. So many highlights, you have to rewind it. Hey, Stream City, let me just remind you. The heart of a lion, a team full of fighters. So many stars on the field, it'll blind you. They're giving everything they got till the time's up. Yeah, legends in the making. History is made. We just getting started. You ain't seen a thing. YSN, gotta know the name. They gon' bring the flames. They gon' do their thing. Take it to another level, don't hold back. High school, got a passion and we show that. Got the drive and you know they got the heart. Number one spot for your high school sports. Let's go for the win. Hey.
And hello, everybody. Welcome inside a Thursday. I had to think about it for the day a minute. Thursday episode of YSN Live. I'm Anthony Hartwig. DJ Oakley is in Canton, taking in the sights and sounds of Hall of Fame madness. I know Pat McAfee's down there today, so hopefully DJ's having a wonderful time. But we will have a wonderful time here as well on today's episode. It is going to be a volleyball-centered show. We have a bunch of coaches' corners and season previews that we're going to get to. In fact, 4 of them are going to be played here on the show. We're going to have Tony Shaheen, the head coach of the Mooney Cardinals volleyball team. We're going to have Tyler Allen, the head coach of the Campbell Memorial Red Devils, on as well. Then we'll have Courtney Kitch, the head coach of the Bray Vikings, and then we'll round out the show with John Bastarkey, the head coach of the East Palestine Bulldogs, all talking about their volleyball programs. We are so excited for the season. The first day in the OHSA volleyball season is Friday the 15th. So tomorrow we'll be 2 weeks away officially from volleyball. I think a lot of our teams, I should say some of our teams, start on the 16th. Most of them will be started by the 18th. I think there's only a couple of teams that when the 18th comes around won't have volleyball started, but it definitely will be by the 19th. I think when you get to the 19th, every team will have opened their season by then. So we are right around the corner from volleyball season. We're excited for it. We don't have to wait for golf. Golf season is here. We've had scores come in. You can find golf recaps on the website. Well, yesterday we got recaps from the Columbiana girls that got the win over Edison. We had the United girls. These are from 2 days ago, though, so we posted them yesterday. They were from Tuesday. But United got the win over East Palestine on the girls' side. We saw Poland boys get the win, and they also got the win today. We just posted that one. We got the results from Coach Martin, who will be on the show tomorrow. So Poland got the win Tuesday and yesterday. Yesterday and today, I should say. So Poland's off to a good start on the golf side. Columbiana girls yesterday got a near program record. I think they were 1 stroke shy of the program's 9-hole record. So we'll have a story for that one coming up here soon. So the golf season is definitely underway. I know the Middle Ridge girls also got a win in their first game yesterday. Canfield had a good showing at a big showcase. I think they finished 3rd or 4th out of 16 teams. So a lot of good golf going on. It's obviously underway. Tennis will start next week. So we'll have tennis results for you if we get them sent in to us coming up next week. And then, of course, the week after that is volleyball and soccer. And then you go one more week and you got football. So we are kind of keep taking those steps to the fall sports season being in full swing. But we will have content for you as much as we can possibly get. Reminder, we posted it yesterday. If you don't see your team being featured on our website, but you want it, all you have to do is help us out a little bit. Help us help you. send in results, info@ysnlive.com, or in any of our social media channels, or you can even email me personally. I will put my email out there. This is dangerous, but this is where a lot of coaches send in their stuff. Ahartwig, AHIRTWIG 0101 dot, like a period, YSN at gmail.com. If you send it there, it will definitely be posted as a story as well. So whether you're talking golf, tennis, soccer, volleyball, or football, if you send in your results, and we have to have a little bit more than the score. So the score, and for golf, for example, the score and the individual results. For soccer, maybe the score and maybe a couple of goal scores and some big stats. For volleyball, obviously, score and set scores and stats. And for football, same thing. Score and stats would be appreciated if you want to see your team on the website. If you don't see them already, I should say. There are some teams that we're getting info from the VNNs, from the school websites and things like that, or social media. They post them on Twitter or Facebook. We appreciate those, so you'll see those pop up. But if you're out there, you don't see your team on and you want to see your team on, you just got to give us a little bit of help so we can get you to you. We are not trying to short any team out there. There's no one out there, I promise you, no one out there that YSN is saying, well, we're not going to cover them, because if you are signed with YSN, we will love to write stories about you. We just need the information. So please do send us your results if you want to be highlighted on ysnlive.com. Once again, you can send them on email, info@ysnlive.com, or you can send them on any one of our social media channels. We'll get them either way. With that being said, let's roll right into the Coaches' Corners and season previews of the volleyball season. We will start in Youngstown, Cardinal Mooney. It's Tony Shaheen, who has been interviewed as a coach for a long time, probably more than a lot of coaches in YSN, because she's lacrosse and she's volleyball. But we're in the volleyball season, so we get to talk to her about volleyball here today. So here is the Coaches' Corner and season preview for Mooney Volleyball with head coach Tony Shaheen. All right, Anthony Hartwig here with a volleyball season preview from Cardinal Mooney, someone that you should definitely know by now because he's been on YSN more than me at this point. Tony Shaheen, head coach of the Mooney volleyball team this time around. Coach, thank you so much for coming on, talking to us.
Thanks for having me. You
got it. So here we go. We're on the heels of another volleyball season. We were talking before we hit record, like there is no breaks for you. Of course, you're coming off the lacrosse season. It seems like you get right into volleyball season. What's it like? What's it been like so far in the summer to just try to get into volleyball mode a little bit?
Honestly, it's been pretty good so far. This season's been, so far the start of it has been refreshing is the word I've been using to describe it. I have a lot of young girls. I have girls that I feel like have really bought into the culture and to the dynamics that we're trying to establish. I ride by the advice that I've gotten before that it takes 5 years for it to be your program, and I'm in year 4 now. And so it's really kind of all starting to fall together. So this summer has been pretty good so far.
So they say it takes 5 years, but you're in year 4. Does it feel like your program yet, or do you think you need one more year for it to really feel like it's solidly yours?
I feel like I probably need one more year, honestly. This year feels, again, just different. The girls are different. The atmosphere is different. Everything is just a little bit lighter in a sense. Trying to ease up on not changing the expectations, like still expecting to win, but kind of breaking it down responsibility wise and just like pressure wise. I feel like in the past, they almost had a little bit too much pressure on them. They were making moments bigger than they needed to be, making mistakes bigger than they needed to be. And so this year we're really focusing on just like a 1-point mindset. I don't want to hear them say like push 5. You hear that a lot in volleyball. I want to hear them focus on 1 point and getting out of that rut, or 1 point and breaking away and getting that lead, rather than looking too far in advance. And I feel like that's just kind of lightened the mood for all of us, honestly.
Well, fingers crossed that we get you from not just one more year, but a while, because we love talking to you for volleyball. Let's talk about this season. Before we do, though, let's actually talk about lessons from last year, what you hope returning players learn from last year's experience and what you're hoping they can build on from last year's season.
So last year we graduated 7. We graduated a lot of talent, and something that I just want them to learn from them is like taking their fundamentals and the things that, you know, we lost Jada Lane, Brinkley Bear, Sam Martino, like we had some big hitters last year. And I want my sophomores who are now kind of rising to be those big hitters to take away those fundamentals that those girls had and the heart and the love that they had for volleyball, which is, again, why I wanted to change that atmosphere of like, okay, we're not worried about you making one mistake. I want you to be confident in yourself as a player and be able to, you know, make moments after you make a mistake. So that's something that I want them to learn from last year, but mostly we're just looking to kind of close that chapter and move on to this season.
Losing 7 seniors leaves a big void in leadership. I mean, how have you been seeing this team kind of fill that? Who are some players that you think have stepped up real big already in the summer and shown you that they're going to be the next leaders of this program?
I have 6 seniors, so that's definitely nice too. So graduating 7 was big, but I do have some strong personalities back. Natalie Blasco, I mean, we talk about her all the time. You've done multiple interviews with her, and Sophia Rotuno as well. They're big voices. They're vocal. They're funny. They have a lot of personality, but at the same time, they're competitive, and they have this balance about them that kind of just, again, makes the atmosphere relax, but they know when to turn it on. Olivia Hetson is one of our seniors, and she only plays volleyball, and this is her thing, and this is her sport, and she's leading well. We've changed her position this year, and so she's like dove into that head first, and I think that that's really good representation for the underclassmen as well.
When you talk about volleyball, you can't talk about it without, you know, the setters, and obviously setting is so important. Talk about what that's going to look like this year and some things you're looking forward to the hands that you have and the ball control that you'll have on the court.
Yeah, so funny you mentioned ball control. That's literally all we've been stressing this summer because we're small this year. Like I said, I graduated some big height. And the way I told them that we're going to win games this year is we're small, but we're really fast. We're really athletic. And so we have to stay in rallies, and staying in rallies means having good ball control. We always have to better that ball. And so that's all we've been stressing this year. Setting wise, we are going to be running a 6-2. Nat is going to be setting for us this year. She did not set last year, but from the moment she stepped in the gym this summer, it was known that that's the spot she wanted. And again, she demonstrates that culture. She's not going to let any ball hit the floor. She's given 110%. So she's earned her spot. So she's going to be setting for us. And then I have a freshman this year, Taylor Watts. She's going to be setting as well. And she came from Boardman. She has great fundamentals. She doesn't play like a typical freshman. She picks up balls that you would just think are completely like questionable, as if anyone can even get a touch on them. And so we're excited to have her. I think she can learn a lot from Natalie. And then we always have Kaylin Rudinsky, who sat for us last year. She's going to be playing right side, but we're never going to really be out of system if Kaylin's in the front row and Natalie takes that first ball. Kaylin can still set a perfectly in system ball. So we have some depth there.
Now let's talk about your schedule. Obviously, we'll start with the conference. It's small, but it's competitive and it's good in the Steel Valley. What are some things you expect from that?
Yeah, so again, just taking a fresh start mindset, we added 5 new teams that we haven't played before onto our schedule. And I think that is also kind of refreshing because you don't always want to go into your schedule like, oh, well, this happened last year. And I don't know, like they're girls. They kind of sometimes have the mindset of the results already decided before it happened. So we added East Palestine, we added Heartland Christian, Girard, Southeast, Newton Falls. So I'm excited to play all those schools and hopefully have some competitive matches. We don't have the SVC anymore, but we still will play East and Ursuline. But we no longer have a conference right now. So that makes scheduling fun, though, in a way, because we still get to play like South Range and McDonald, Columbiana. We're playing Akron, St. Vincent, St. Mary. So like we have some good range on our schedule.
And then when you talk about kind of the goals that you set, you know, some of the I mean, I know you probably have, you know, a plethora of goals that you want for your players to thrive in. What are some goals that you have there for the first couple of weeks? I should say the next couple of weeks before that season starts. What are some things you want to see in scrimmages and then the mandatory practices that you think will make you ready for that game one?
I just want to see their confidence build. I want to see their consistency improve. Like I said, I have a lot of sophomores who are playing, and one of them is Ange Batura. You'll see her. She's playing 6 rotations. She's an outside hitter for us, and she is someone that's going to be a total weapon for us in the future. But I just want to see her consistency improve. I want to see all of the girls' consistency improve. I want to see them be able to not just, take a hard cross shot. I want to see them to be able to hit line. I want to see them be able to hit an off-speed shot. I want to see them tip in different smart places. So I just want to see their overall IQ of the game improve throughout scrimmages. I want to see their confidence and their chemistry with each other improve. And I just honestly, I want them to have fun because you only get 4 years at this.
Fans are watching this. They're excited. When is game one? When's the first time they can come out and watch you guys play?
It is Tuesday, August 19th, and we are hosting Western Reserve.
All right, mark that date down on the calendars, Mooney fans, because you don't want to miss this team. Before we let you go, you've done this before. We love to have you talk about your staff and the people that help you out, all the people that kind of make this program great, that go way beyond you, because we know you don't do it yourself. So talk about your staff and the people that you have helping you.
So it's actually just me and Katie Swantek is her name. She was the St. Charles coach last year. I've been asking her to coach with me for years, and I finally got her. So she is perfect for me. She's total opposite of me, and it works really, really well. The girls love her. She's all in with Mooney. She's all in with the volleyball program, and so she's been perfect for us.
Coach Ian finally wore her down.
Yeah.
Finally wore her down, got her on staff. We're excited to see her. We're excited to see you guys out there. We wish you the best of luck this year. Can't wait to see it, and we'll talk again real soon.
Okay, thank you.
Anthony Hartwig here with a volleyball season preview from Campbell, and someone that we have talked to quite a lot over the years, and we're so excited to have back as the head coach of the Campbell volleyball team, Tyler Allen. Coach, thank you so much for coming on again and talking to us one more time about another great volleyball season.
Thanks for having me. We really appreciate it. We appreciate everything you guys do for us. And
so what we like to do before we talk about this upcoming season is, of course, kind of recap last year and what you think you guys were able to do and some of the lessons that you want returning players to take from last year's experience.
Last year, I thought was a pretty successful season for us. We switched from the one side of the conference to the other. So it was a lot of new teams, a lot of new faces to get used to. And I think our girls did a pretty good job at jumping from one side to the other. One thing that we didn't do as well as we wanted to is get a little bit further in the postseason. Tough first-round loss. But I definitely think a lot of our girls that are still around learn from that. And I think that they're really put in the time this offseason, this summer, the club season and everything. And I think they're going to be ready to go this year.
Yeah, it's a lot of time. Summers are so important for volleyball teams and getting ready for, of course, the season, which starts in just a couple of weeks. What was the summer like for you guys? Have you guys had a pretty successful summer? How much have you been really putting time in this gym?
We have a lot of girls that are putting quite a bit of time into the gym. We have a little bit smaller team this year, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing because all of the girls that we do have are very dedicated and show up to everything. We incorporated some lifting into the off season this year, and that's something that we're going to go forward with a little bit more. And they've all taken to that and done a really good job with that. We're continuing to do jump stretch at the Youngstown YMCA with Carla Rosa. The girls really enjoy that, get a great workout there, just make them stronger for the upcoming season. And then just a few summer leagues here and there. We host one here, and then we just got back from Cedar Point yesterday. We went Sunday to Tuesday with the girls. They were able to compete against a lot of big schools up there and just kind of see where we're at as a program and where we want to get as a program.
Every year a coach comes back, they get closer and closer to the program being exactly what they envisioned it when they originally took the job. Where's this program compared to where you want it to be? I mean, does it feel like it's completely your program now and the way you envision it, or do you still think you have some work to do with the culture you want and a couple of more years, installed into the system to really have a foothold of the culture that you want for Campbell volleyball?
You can definitely tell the culture's headed in the right direction here. We have a great group of girls, dedicated, respectful, just everything that you would want in a group of young ladies. And our coaching staff does such a good job to help push them to where they need to get in that aspect, obviously as well as all the other skills and everything. But that's just one thing that we really look at for coaching staff is just to make sure that our girls are accountable, responsible, well-mannered. That's what this is all about, and that's where we're trying to kind of push that program. And then once we get to where we want to go, we try to add something else.
So let's talk about the leadership aspect. You lost a couple of really good leaders last year, some next-level volleyball players. So there's a little bit of a void there. Who are some players in the summer that you've already seen kind of take that role and make you confident that there's still going to be a solid leadership on this team?
We've had 3 girls really step up this offseason leadership-wise. Senior Gabby Santos, she's really come to the leadership aspect. She's led by example as well as with her words. She's at everything. She's working the hardest in the gym. We also have juniors Alicia Rudolfi and Deja Will, who have really come a long way in their leadership. And that's just one thing that we've really been focusing on as a coaching staff, to help develop the leadership in our girls, because I think we were lacking that a little bit last year. Not to say we didn't have good leaders, but just to develop younger leaders and to get them more comfortable with the girls on the team, and just to make them comfortable working with those girls and getting them to where they need to be.
Then when we talk about your schedule, you already brought up you're in that other side of the MVAC now for the second year. You're a little bit more familiar with those teams now. What excites you the most about this MVAC schedule? There's a lot of tough volleyball teams and a lot of good coaches on that side of the Scarlet tier.
Yeah, definitely. We're looking forward to the conference. Our goal is obviously conference championship. We've never done that in school history. And obviously we know that's not going to be easy. We have McDonald, always tough. We have Mineral Ridge, very tough program. We got to see Jackson Milton a little bit this summer. They're doing well. I think Waterloo's going to have a pretty good team this year. We were able to see them develop from the beginning of the season to the end of the season, and Alec does a good job with that program. So we're just trying to get our girls in the right mindset and try to get them to compete at that highest level. And, this week was a big challenge for us to actually compete at that higher level against bigger schools, taller schools, a lot of fast-paced volleyball, and just trying to get the girls to that next level.
And then when you talk about the non-conference schedule, the teams are going to be playing outside of the MVAC Scarlet tier. Who are some teams that pop up that you're really excited to test yourself against and be able to play?
We open the season against Poland, so we're excited for that game. That'll be our home one. It'll be our first game where we get to show off our new video board. We're playing Struthers this year. We get to play Hubbard on their senior night this year. I know our girls are looking forward to that. We added Heartland Christian to the schedule. They're definitely a promising program as well. And Coaching Club, I got to see some of their girls, and they have some high caliber players as well.
The atmosphere of your gym, we've been to volleyball games even before you had a video board. You found ways to have that pregame, atmosphere with a makeshift video board and a projector. Now you have the video board. How exciting is it to you to be able to be the team that gets to kind of debut that and to put that on full display?
We're definitely excited for that. We have great staff here. John Chowders, him and I have kind of started an AV club to try to help bring different aspects to the video board, not just volleyball, but basketball, and then hopefully expand that into football and hopefully get an outdoor video board. Dustin Livesey, he does all of our photography, and he does a great job coming and getting film for us so we can put those nice highlight videos together, the hype videos before the match. Now we're just looking to see what we can do with that. We try to make our games as much of a college atmosphere as we can, and just really try to push our girls to get to that next level and want to compete at that next level as well.
That goes into the next question. This isn't just volleyball. I mean, we've seen a change in the culture of Campbell sports over the last 5 years. And I know you've been a big part of it with the volleyball team, but throughout the whole athletic room, it seems like there's just more excitement and more dedication to these programs and these student athletes. How proud are you to just be a part of that and to continue that growth? Like you said, this video board will be used for not just volleyball, but the basketball teams will be able to use it too. What's it like to kind of be a moment and part of a moment in time where there's a lot of excitement and there's a lot of support and dedication around Campbell athletics?
It's definitely a great thing to be a part of. I'm involved with the track team as well, so I get to see it there. A lot of our players play softball. Some of our players play basketball. So we try to get to a bunch of different events just to see. I get to help out, keep score and the scoreboard at the football games. It's just nice to see so many coaches here so dedicated and so involved in the kids and just put as much time in as they do, because the kids here deserve it. Sometimes we get a bad rap or things like that, but this is one of the best districts I've ever been a part of. I love being here. I love the group of kids we have, not just volleyball players. Just to watch our athletes play basketball, football, and just to know we have a great group of kids here at Campbell Memorial I don't think that gets talked about enough.
Hearing that answer, I know there's a lot of things you definitely love about Campbell, but if you had to pick one thing that kind of keeps you coming back and keeps the stability there in this program, what do you think is the one thing that about Campbell that just like really sticks with you?
Our administration's great. I have 100% support from all of them. We have a great coaching staff here, and everybody's on the same page, and they want the same thing. We all want what's best for the kids here, and that's what this whole thing's all about. Our girls just put in so much time. They're so dedicated. They work so hard. They show up day in and day out, whether they're tired. Again, just a great group of kids, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
That answer, Coach, is a perfect segue. It's like you've done this before. Right into what we've always liked to do is let you to talk about your coaching staff and the people around you that help you build this program and make it what it is. Talk about the people that kind of are behind the scenes that help you put in the work for Campbell Volleyball.
We'll start with junior high, 7th and 8th grade. We have Zuva Lavoski and we have Ashlyn Cleveley. They've done a great job with our program and really teaching the girls fundamentals when they're starting to learn the sport, and really get them involved and getting them ready to compete at a higher level. Our JV coach, we have Paige Reed. She does a great job with the girls. She does so much for the girls, and she's just very dedicated and at everything, and it's really nice to have. And then my assistants, I have Nettie McDowell, my wife, Jenna Allen, and my sister-in-law, Jackie Irwin, and they all put in a lot of time as well. And it's great to have all of us as a coaching staff on the same page. We have a new coach as well. Her name's Rachel Wiesen. She's a Hickory High School graduate, and she played at St. Vincent. So it's nice to have her. Again, another great person to have on the staff. And again, it's just all about building these girls' character. And we're all on the same page there and developing leadership and just team chemistry and really pushing our girls to get to that next level.
First, shout out to Coach Cleveley for coaching junior high volleyball and then going right into basketball season. No rest for the weary there. So that's awesome to see her dedicate that time into Campbell athletics. But then obviously we love the family aspect of that coaching staff. There's a lot of people that you're kind of doing life with. What's it like to have such a kind of – it's easy to build a family atmosphere, I'm assuming, in the program when you have a family atmosphere in your coaching staff, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And it's just nice seeing the girls around my daughter. We just had a boy in April, so to get to see them around him. My sister-in-law has 2 little boys, so to get to see the girls interact there as well. And when we say it's a family atmosphere, it really is. All of our girls get along so well. They're all so happy for each other. They all celebrate each other's success, and they're all together when we experience our lows too. It's just such a great group and a great thing to be a part of.
So this is a season preview. So we end it by giving the fans the date of your first game when they can first come out and watch you guys. I know you said it was against Poland. What day will that be so the fans can mark their calendars and get out and watch you guys?
Our first game is going to be August 18th at home. JV starts at 5:30 with varsity right after. And we play actually 3 games in a row. So Poland at home, Waterloo away, and then Springfield home because they have the football game on Thursday.
There you go. 3 games. No better way to start the season than here you go. 3 in a row. 2 of those games being conference games. Coach, we can't wait to see you out there. We'll be out covering you guys all season long. And we wish you the best of luck as always. We love talking to you. Come back again. You're welcome anytime to talk about your program.
Sounds great. Thank you for everything, Anthony.
Anthony Hartwig here with another volleyball season preview. We're joined by the head coach over at LeBray, Courtney Kish. Coach, thank you so much for coming on and talking about your program.
Absolutely, anytime.
So before we start talking about all the exciting stuff this season, let's kind of recap last year for those people that are watching that maybe it's been a long time since last volleyball season. Some of the lessons that you think the returning players can learn from last year's experience.
Last year we had a great group of seniors that led us through the entire season. I think that overall we had a successful year. And I just feel like this year coming back, I have, again, 3 seniors coming in that have great attitudes, great demeanors, ready to play the game of volleyball. And I think they're willing to walk right into those footsteps of last year's seniors to have another successful year.
Those seniors that you have this year, we saw them last year as juniors just really kind of take leadership anyway, even though they weren't seniors necessarily yet. We saw a lot of leadership. Do you see even more elevation of leadership on this team as they get older?
Absolutely. The group of seniors I have coming in this year, they've been playing varsity since they were freshmen. And it's kind of a unique dynamic that we have this year with our seniors, as I have a libero, a setter, and my middle all are my seniors coming in this year. So it brings a unique dynamic, like I said, to the court when it's those positions that are your leaders on the floor.
You have a roster that has a good mix of some old leadership, some new girls coming in, some veterans, and some young talent. What's it like to have like that good mix where you're not so top heavy, but you're also not so young that you know you're going to make a lot of mistakes?
I do think that we do have a lot of experience coming back to the floor this year. We did lose 3 great seniors that were very much role players last year on our team for us. But I think that having those girls coming back and having a young team the last few years really brings a heavy junior class for me this year. And even I have Allie Magula coming in as a sophomore this year who got some experience as a freshman. So I think that we're starting to be where we were young the last few years. We're starting to be a little bit on the older, more experienced side this year.
All right, let's start talking about your schedule. We'll start inside that MVAC grade tier. We all know how good the volleyball conference this is. Talk about what it's like this year and some of the things that you want to see out of the conference this year.
I feel like our conference is always very competitive. We open our conference right away with Garfield. Allie over there and we have a great relationship. I think our coaching styles are very similar. And so it always brings a battle, but I feel like our conference is always very strong. On any given night, everyone's willing to battle.
You know, everyone likes to talk about Crestview. Of course, they're in your conference. They're the big dogs.
Absolutely.
Someone at some point is going to beat Crestview in the league. It's going to happen at some point somewhere down the line. It's going to happen. What would it take for you guys to be that team this year, to be able to be the first team in a long time in the conference to take them down a little bit?
They're a very respectable team. Coach Auer, she really has a program going there. I will say my very first year coaching at LeBray, we actually took them to 5 sets, and that was probably the closest that we have met them to being successful. But it's always a good challenge for us, and it's something that the girls always strive, and it's kind of on our target as a goal for the season, obviously.
Now, as we talk about the non-conference schedule, which is everything that would get you ready for tournament time, what are some teams that pop up outside of the MVAC that you're really excited about?
We usually run with McDonald. They're a very respectable team as well. They are in our non-conference play. Cardinal Middlefield, they have a very experienced coach there as well. And so those are just a couple of teams that I would say they usually are a handful for us, and they really help us to be better for that tournament time.
When we think about, the first couple of weeks of the season, when you're starting to really, gear up for the bulk of it, volleyball is an interesting sport where maybe basketball or softball or baseball, you might get a couple of weeks before you really get into the run of it. But volleyball hits the ground running. You got a month and a half of regular season, maybe, and then here comes tournament time. What's it like in the volleyball as a coach to really not have that grace period when the season starts to really find footing? I mean, if you don't find your footing early, you're going to be in a lot of sticky situations as you go down the road. Yeah, absolutely. It is a very quick season, quick turnaround time from August 1st to August 16th. I will say, I always joke with my husband, like, I'll see you after volleyball, because I feel like when August 1st hits, I spend a lot of time with the girls between August 1st and August 16th. We do a lot together. I really try to form that bond with one another. It's helpful that my girls have that chemistry and they choose to be friends, a lot of them off the court, without me forcing that relationship. But I always focus a lot on bonding prior to the season starting to try to help with the on-the-court play and trying to get into system as quick as we can since it's such a short turnaround time. You have 8 days until that August 1st. Are you doing anything to kind of soak up the last minutes of summer before you're taken up for the whole season? We actually have open gym later today. So I will give them a little bit of time later next week to kind of refresh before August 1st hits. But we'll start August 1st hitting the ground running, and I think we're ready to go. So we have a large freshman class coming in this year, so that will be exciting. But like I said, having those juniors and seniors that I do have on paper, they look real good. So you'll have those 16 days between the 1st and the 16th before the season starts. Obviously, a part of that is tryouts, but another part of that is scrimmages and really getting yourself ready for game one. what are some goals that you set for the team every year you come back as a coach to really try to get accomplished before that game one comes around?
Honestly, it's the chemistry. Like I said, I focus a lot on team bonding. I focus a lot on the mental aspect of volleyball. I think that with volleyball, you have to be able to trust one another a lot. And so since it is very few practices with the scrimmages, we just try to build that chemistry with one another and that trust before game one.
What's your favorite kind of team bonding exercise to do with the group of players that really builds team chemistry in your experience?
I would say we do a variety of things. I try to do a lot of fun activities. I try to do some mentally challenging activities, physical challenging activities. I would say the girls' favorite activity is we do some ropes courses. This year, we're actually going to go to Ninja Nation instead, so that'll be something new for us. I've high hopes for it, so we'll see how it goes. That will be a new one for us. But we try to do different things. Last year, we did some clay keychains. This year, we're going to do the beaded tennis as just something fun for them and mindless to try to bond with one another. We always do a team picnic. So those are just a couple things that we do prior to the season.
We would be remiss if we didn't let you talk about your staff as well. You have a great staff behind you. You get the interviews, but you don't do it by yourself, of course. Talk about your coaching staff, whether it be from junior high on up, and the people that really help you build this program from the foundation to the top.
Absolutely. So my JV coach, Rick Aldridge, he's actually my dad. So we've been coaching. This is our 10th season together coaching. And whenever I started coaching, I asked if I started at junior high, and I asked if I could bring on a coach with me because he taught me everything I knew. So I knew at least we would have similar philosophies of the game of volleyball. But he's come along with me along the way, and he's usually the one that tells me, when I need a timeout, when I'm not being logical about some decisions and things like that. He's more my analyzer. I expect things to happen. He kind of breaks it down for the girls. But so he's great to have with me. My junior high staff is unique in its own way. My 7th grade coach, Jenna Repart, I actually coached her all the way through. So it's nice because she knows the expectation that I have at the varsity level. And then I also have Miranda Dodrell, who was also a former LeBray athlete, and she was a phenomenal volleyball player as well. So having them in my middle school program, they kind of set that tone and they know what's expected at the next level. So it helps when they get up to high school to kind of have that foundation there.
How cool is it to have coaches that have been through the program? They obviously enjoyed their time because they wanted to come back and feed back into it. What's it mean to you to have a program that people want to come back to and be a part of after they go off and do their college thing and they're starting their life and they want to come back and coach after that?
It's great. Absolutely. It's nice to know that they know the game of volleyball. I know volleyball is a unique sport where not everybody understands it completely. So it's nice to have them there with that experience that they do have.
And then, last question, your dad's obviously on the staff. You talked about that. You're not the first or the last coach that'll have a family member on the coaching staff, whether it be their dad, their spouse, their brother. We've seen a lot of those kind of things. How much easier does it make it to make a family atmosphere on the team when you have family right on the bench with you?
It does make it nice. And like I said, a lot of times we kind of line up with our thought process and things like that. I will say it makes it hard coming home just because there's often phone calls after matches or after practice that we're chatting. It doesn't stop on the court. So we're always talking about the sport and in season or out of season, we're always talking about it. And it's unique too, because a lot of the girls that I have on my team, I actually know them outside of volleyball as well. So I'm seeing them outside of the sport, and it makes it for a great atmosphere.
This is obviously a season preview. Fans are so excited to get out and see you guys. When is game one? When is their first chance to come and watch?
August 16th, we open up with a tri-match at home. So we're excited to kind of get the ball rolling as soon as we can there.
That is the first day the OHSA allows volleyball to be started. So LeBray not wasting any time at all. Day one, let's go.
Yes.
So we are so excited for that. We will see you very soon. We want to wish you the best of luck. And thank you again for coming on and talking about your program. And we look forward to talking to you again real soon.
Thank you. I appreciate your time.
Anthony Hartwig with you. We have another volleyball season preview, and we're joined by the head coach of the East Palestine Bulldogs, John Bastarkey. Coach, thanks for coming on and talking to us about your program.
Oh, thanks for having me.
So before we talk about the excitement of this year, let's have a little bit of a recap of last year. A lot has happened since last volleyball season. So for those fans out there that kind of are unsure of how last year went, what are some lessons that you think the returning players can kind of learn from last year's experience?
Well, I think last year, I mean, we were young last year. We started 3 sophomores. So I think just getting them on the court and getting ready, and we're in a tough conference. There's some good teams in our conference. So I think overall experience is what we gained a lot from last year.
When you think about that experience and bringing it back, what kind of a benefit is that to know that, everything you went through last year is for a reason and you're able to bring it back to this year?
Oh, well, I mean, the girls, just getting that one season under their belt, playing together, only losing the one starter. I think that really is going to, help us gel. I mean, you can see it a lot already this summer with them having that 1 year under their belt and being able to play together as a team.
Let's talk about that team and the roster and some of the leaders that you think are popping up. Obviously, it was a young team last year, so you have a lot of experience that's on the court. Who are some players that you've seen this summer really step up in leadership?
Well, I mean, we've already established our captains. We got Cami Kreidler, who's a senior setter, Amara Wilson, who's a senior middle hitter, Alyssa Dilling, who's going to play. She's going to move to libero for us this season. Jordan Herstein, a senior, has come up through the program, doesn't say much, but just shows it up, on the court, her leadership. And we have 3 juniors that all started last season. Kennedy Andre is a junior setter. She started as a sophomore last year. Marley Blythe is a junior that started as a sophomore last year. And then Emma Ginger also is a junior that started a handful of games for us last season.
Not every team gets captains in every facet of the game. You have a libero, a setter, and a hitter as a captain.
Mm-hmm.
What's that like to have kind of leadership in every facet of the game that you're going to be using?
It's good because, obviously the libero comes off the court, but the other 2 will be on the court the whole time. Cami and Amara and Alyssa, they're on to these younger girls. They were there once, so they understand what type of leadership. This is their this is my 3rd year back coaching volleyball here. So I've had them for 3 years now since they were sophomores. So they know what to expect from me, my coaching staff, and just getting the girls ready to play. That's their job. They know that. And so far this summer, they've done a great job at it.
I like talking to coaches in year 3 because it's usually the year where you start to really feel like your culture has taken hold and everything that you want out of the program is starting to really find its footing. Do you feel like that in East Palestine, that the way that you want the program to be run and the culture that you want is really starting to really take its shape now that you're in year 3?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we came in 3 years ago with a new system. Some of the seniors back then didn't it took a while for them to get used to it, but we had a pretty decent season our first year. Took a little step back last season, I think, because we were so young and inexperienced, and we lost 6 seniors the first year. So, just making sure everybody's on the same page when it comes to volleyball. You can't just take a break. It's a fast-moving game. So they've adapted to that pretty well in year 3.
There's so much pride in East Palestine. The community support never stops, and now you're in year 3 of being kind of a part of that again as a head coach. What's it like kind of seeing firsthand the pride that the community has in every athlete that walks in that gym?
Oh, we've got great community pride. I mean, we probably have the best student section at our volleyball games. I mean, they're loud and proud, and and they really get our girls going. As far as the community, everything we've gone through. So East Palestine as a whole, the community is great. We get people that maybe don't even have a daughter playing or a granddaughter playing that come to every game, even on the road. So we depend on our community a lot when it comes to the success that we want to have.
Let's talk about your schedule. Obviously, you play in the EOAC, which we know is a pretty good volleyball conference in its own right. So we'll start there. What do you think the conference looks like this year, and what are some things that you hope that the Bulldogs are going to be able to do in the conference?
Oh, I mean, this conference is always tough, year in and year out. We got teams that Columbiana, the 2-time defending champions, they're still there. They're the ones to beat. They're the champs till somebody knocks them off. Lisbon has everybody back. Southern with Coach Shansky, he'll have them ready to play. United's always really good. Valley Christian actually took a huge stride with a new coach last season. I mean, they were really scrappy last year, and they impressed me a lot. We played them twice.
And then when you talk about the non-conference and the games that really are just to get you ready for tournament time, whom teams that pop up outside of the EOAC that you're excited about?
Well, we added Cardinal Mooney. We're going to head up there this year. We have Mohawk just from right over here in Bessemer, PA. We've added Liberty, who we're going to open up against at home August 18th. We actually played them in a Salem Summer League, and then they have a new coach, and they're a pretty scrappy team. So we're looking forward to that. And then, of course, we're in the OVAC this season, so we don't know what to expect there. So towards the end of the season, so yeah, it's gonna be a fun ride. I think it's adding us to the OVAC is gonna be fun, and see where we stand with those teams from West Virginia.
August 18th is when your season starts, and then August 1st is when everything kind of really starts to get serious. The mandatory practices can start as well. That means you have 18 days really from 1st to the 18th to really work and get in the gym, have some scrimmages. What are some things and goals that you want to see between those days to get yourselves ready for game one?
Well, I've actually loaded up our scrimmage schedule. I mean, I'm going to put these girls through a battle before we even start our schedule. We have a South Range, Howland, McDonald. We're going to scrimmage Springfield and Poland. So they're going to face some tough competition before our schedule even begins. We go to South Range on August 5th, so it's right off the bat. We're going to see, hey, where do we stand? What do we have to prove on? Because they're going to prove it to us.
Coach, every time we talk to you, we also ask you to talk about your staff, because we know that you're not the only one running the ship in this East Palestine volleyball program. We want to make sure that the staff and the people that are working with you get all the love too. So talk about your coaching staff and the people that really help you make this program what it is.
Well, my JV coach is actually going to be my daughter, Malin. My two assistants are Cindy Straney and Kendra Greaves. They both come to us from Crestview. My 7th grade coach is going to be Carson Rutledge, and 8th grade coach is going to be Corey Britton. And the thing I love about my coaching staff is not only were they just really good volleyball players in high school, their volleyball IQ is through the roof, and it really helps me, makes me feel better as a coach, as the head coach, to have these ladies behind me.
We also saw that you had very successful youth night, not too long ago, correct? What's it like to be able to put together events like that and really see not just the junior high, but even further down the line of the future of this volleyball program and how much excitement there is in the youth level?
Oh, it was crazy. I mean, we had our youth camp this past Saturday, and we had 59 kids there. So, just seeing the excitement and knowing that all these kids are interested in volleyball and even the younger kids, just doing things, at the camp that you would never expect younger kids to be able to do, or concept. In fact, a lot of the little kids told me that, they have volleyballs at home, we're going to practice with them and stuff like that. So it was just fun, and it was great to see that many. We actually had like 73, I think, pre-register for the camp, 73 kids. And we actually had a couple boys that were interested that came to our camp. So it was really fun. It's nice to see that type of, interest in our program at that young age.
East Palestine volleyball is going up, and if you're not on the train, if you're not on the bandwagon, you better get on it right now, because Don, you're going to put together a really good program in the next couple of years. We are so excited for it. We want to thank you for your time to come on and talk about this program, and we hope to see you again real soon.
All right. I appreciate it, Anthony. Thank you very much.
Welcome back to YSN Live. And like I said, that was a bunch of volleyball season previews. We had Tony Sheen, we had Tyler Allen, Courtney Kish, and John Bastarkey, the head coaches of Mooney, Campbell, LeBray, and East Palestine, respectively. Want to thank them all for their time that they gave earlier in the week to do a Coach's Corner and season preview. We definitely appreciate it. If you missed any of them or missed a part of them or want to see it in its entirety, not to worry. All 4 of those Coach's Corners are available on ysnlive.com. You can go check them out on the website with the story attached, or you can just go to our YouTube page as well and find them there, along with a lot of other Coach's Corners that we have up already and more that are coming. We have previews that's coming out as much as we can get in the next couple weeks before the season starts. Player profiles also are being recorded as we speak, so we will have players coming up, coaches coming up. Content is kicking up is what we're trying to get at. There's going to be a lot of content coming for you for fall sports before it even starts into full swing. So we're going to have some fun. We had some fun today, and we want to thank you all for tuning in. Today's show, like every show, brought to you by our good friends over at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. They go the extra mile for you. Greenwood Chevrolet has an excellent service department. So if you are in the need for some car care, then you make sure to go out to Greenwood Chevrolet, get in their service department. They'll get you taken care of. Oil changes, repairs, whatever it needs. Make sure your car is in tip-top shape before you start driving your kids around for fall sports. And then it's also brought to you, this show, by Toyota of Warren. They take you places. They want to take you places. They want to take you to all those games that you're going to be going to. Toyota of Warren is an excellent dealership. They'll take care of you just as well. And DJ is a fond believer of Toyota because he has the Toyota Tundra that you will see wherever he is at with the YSN emblem across it. So the YSN Mobile, brought to you by Toyota of Warren. We want to thank both of those car dealerships for their sponsorships of this show. We could not do it without their generosity and belief in what this show could be. So we want to thank them every day. We have another sponsor that we like to thank every day, and it is Joe Dickey Electric. And we like to call this segment our Spark. It's how we like to end the show, with a good spark of a little bit of fun, positivity, things we saw over the day, things we want to get out. So here is the Joe Dickey Electric. What's your spark? My spark today is going to go to, the end of the professional softball season. The AUSL had their first, season as not as a league. They kind of transformed into this team league this year, but this was their first season that they broke into teams all season with Athletes Unlimited. They had the championship 2 days ago, finished up in Alabama and Tuscaloosa. The Talons are the AUSL champions. It was kind of fitting the Montana Falcons got to go home to Alabama and win a championship on that field. Really cool to see. Love having professional softball, getting all the highlights and getting all the attention that it's gotten this summer. I'm a softball guy through and through. If you know me, if you have paid attention to me, like, softball is where my heart lies. So really good to see professional softball kind of stick to the map, and Athletes Unlimited doing a really good job of that. So if you had a chance to watch it on ESPN, hopefully you did. It was a great season, so I want to congratulate. Well, I have plenty of friends that play in the league. One friend that actually is their photographer and media, I guess I should say, videographer and photographer. Jade Hewitt does a really good job, sharing all the moments of the AUSL. Good friend of mine that I met back in the MPF days when she shot for a couple of the Texas teams down there that would come up to Akron for MPF games at Firestone Stadium. So a lot of my friends on that roster, I want to thank them. Well, not thank them, congratulate them on a great season. And we will see softball back next spring, but we are itching for fall sports now. And it's kind of like I have now put a bow on softball now that it is done. Professional is done. Travel is done. We are locked in. I am ready for volleyball. Let's get it through. And soccer and golf and football, all that fun stuff. It is coming for you very quick. We will be back here tomorrow with some golf. Chris Martin, the head coach of the Poland golf team, will join DJ and I tomorrow at 12:30. He is the brand new head coach of Poland boys golf. Will also be joined by one of his premier golfers in Angelo Rinaldi. He will be with us tomorrow at 12:45. Chris Martin will be here at 12:30, so that'll be a fun show tomorrow. Don't miss it. DJ's going to recap everything that he had going on today. I'm sure he has some stories to tell. It'll be a fun show Join us tomorrow on YSN Live. Don't miss a minute of it. As always, we'll kick it off at high noon.
YSN thanks you for watching this presentation of Your Sports Network. For stories, stats, and more, go to ysnlive.com.